Have you ever found yourself staring at a restaurant menu, overwhelmed by the sheer number of delicious options, unable to pick just one? Or perhaps agonized for days over which new laptop to buy, endlessly comparing specifications until you felt more confused than when you started? If this sounds familiar, you've likely experienced what psychologists call analysis paralysis. It's a state of indecision and inaction that stems from too much deliberation and overthinking. In our modern world, brimming with choices and an endless stream of information, this phenomenon is becoming increasingly common, affecting everything from our daily routines to significant life decisions. But it's more than just a minor annoyance. Left unchecked, analysis paralysis can lead to significant stress, anxiety, missed opportunities, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction. Today, we're going to explore why we get stuck in this cycle, understand its real-world impacts, and most importantly, discover practical, actionable strategies to decide faster, more confidently, and without the heavy burden of regret. At its core, analysis paralysis is that feeling of being immobilized by too many choices or too much information. Instead of leading to a better decision, all that extra thought creates confusion and uncertainty. The concept isn't new. It was discussed in business decision-making as early as the 1960s, but it was truly brought into the mainstream by psychologist Barry Schwartz, whose work on the paradox of choice highlighted how an abundance of options, contrary to popular belief, can actually diminish our satisfaction and make us less likely to choose at all. Think of the famous jam study, where offering fewer jam varieties led to more purchases. Today, this issue is more relevant than ever. We live in an age of choice overload and information overload. Every aspect of our lives, from streaming services to career paths, offers an unprecedented array of options. This constant bombardment, combined with societal pressures to always make the best choice, significantly contributes to this pervasive problem, impacting our mental well-being and productivity. So why does our brain get stuck in this loop? There are several primary drivers. First, choice overload itself. Our cognitive capacity is simply overwhelmed when presented with too many options. Then there's perfectionism. Many of us are driven by the relentless pursuit of the absolute perfect solution, viewing anything less as a failure. This mindset makes it incredibly difficult to commit. Closely related is the fear of regret or failure. The anxiety over making a wrong choice, the potential negative outcomes, or experiencing buyer's remorse can be paralyzing. Information overload also plays a huge role. We gather endless data, read countless reviews, and yet instead of bringing clarity, it often just adds more noise and complexity, making clear decision-making even harder. And let's not forget the emotional toll. Anxiety and stress are frequent companions to analysis paralysis. They can create a vicious cycle, where the stress of deciding makes us overthink more, which in turn increases our anxiety. Finally, simply being mentally depleted from making too many prior decisions can lead to decision fatigue, making it hard to tackle even minor choices. The effects of analysis paralysis can ripple through our lives, causing more than just minor frustration. The most obvious outcome is inaction and missed opportunities. Deadlines pass, opportunities vanish, and our goals remain unmet simply because we couldn't pull the trigger.
Beyond that, there are significant mental and physical health impacts. The constant stress and anxiety of indecision can lead to mental exhaustion, burnout, sleep disturbances, and even contribute to elevated blood pressure. Ironically, all that effort to make the best choice often results in decreased satisfaction. Studies show that maximizers, those who always strive for the absolute best, often report less satisfaction and more regret compared to satisficers, who are content with good enough. This is the paradox of seeking perfection. Ultimately, our productivity and performance suffer. Our cognitive resources are tied up in endless loops of deliberation, leaving less energy for actual work or enjoyment. The good news is that we're not powerless against analysis paralysis. There are concrete, practical strategies you can employ to regain your decision-making agility. 1. Embrace satisficing. This concept, introduced by Herbert Simon, encourages us to prioritize good enough over the elusive perfect. Instead of searching for the best option, aim for an option that meets your criteria and is perfectly satisfactory. This mindset shift alone can be incredibly liberating. 2. Set clear goals and priorities. Before diving into options, clarify what you truly want to achieve. What are the non-negotiables? What's most important? This creates a filter, helping you focus your choices and quickly discard irrelevant options. 3. Limit your options and information. Actively reduce the scope. If you're buying a camera, pick 3 models and only compare those. If you're researching a topic, set a timer for your information gathering, or commit to just 3 reputable sources. Less data often means more clarity. 4. Set time limits and deadlines. Create urgency. For smaller decisions, give yourself 5 minutes. For larger ones, set a firm date for when you must decide. Parkinson's law tells us work expands to fill the time available, and the same applies to deliberation. 5. Break down complex decisions. If a decision feels overwhelming, it's probably too big. Segment it into smaller, manageable steps. Tackle one piece at a time. For instance, planning a big trip can be broken into destination, then flights, then accommodation. 6. Trust your intuition. Once you've gathered sufficient information and considered the pros and cons, sometimes your gut feeling is the best guide. Don't dismiss that inner voice. It often synthesizes information our conscious mind hasn't fully articulated. 7. Accept uncertainty. This is perhaps one of the hardest but most crucial steps. Recognize that not all outcomes can be predicted, and very few decisions are truly irreversible. Adaptability and a willingness to course correct are far more valuable than the illusion of perfect foresight. View mistakes as learning opportunities, not failures. 8. Practice decision-making. Start small. Deliberately make quicker decisions on low-stakes choices. What to eat for lunch, which route to take, what to wear. Building this decision-making muscle helps you gain confidence for bigger choices. Analysis paralysis is a common and understandable struggle in our complex world, born from an abundance of choices and information, often fueled by a fear of regret or a pursuit of perfection. But by understanding its roots and applying some straightforward strategies, we can move past it.
Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all deliberation, but to find the balance between thoughtful analysis and decisive action. It's about being productive with your thinking, not paralyzed by it. I encourage you to pick just 1 or 2 of these strategies and try them out this week. Perhaps start by embracing good enough in a minor decision, or setting a 5-minute timer for your next information gathering task. By consciously navigating our choices, we can reclaim our decision-making power, reduce unnecessary stress, and open ourselves up to more opportunities and greater satisfaction in life. You have the tools to decide faster, more confidently, and ultimately live with less regret.